So the Bucks lost again, and this time it was to the Memphis Grizzlies, who are not a good team at all. No Jackson, no Bane, no Morant of course, and somehow the Bucks still managed to lose. They are now 3-7 under Doc Rivers, and it makes you wonder why they even fired Adrian Griffin in the first place. Now, to be fair, their defense has improved quite a bit, but their offense has taken a hit. Damian Lillard is probably having the worst stretch of his career, while Giannis is probably playing the best he's ever been, averaging 31, 11, and 6 on 62% shooting. Now, the Bucks are the third seed at 35-21, but they look like one of the worst 35-21 teams I've ever seen. And that's primarily because they have lost to some of the worst teams in the league throughout the season. And if there's one play that in a way captures the disappointment the Bucks have been this season, then look no further than their last possession against the Grizzlies.
Do you foul if you're Taylor Jenkins and not allow them an opportunity at a three?
Here's Lillard. He gets caught up at midcourt. The ball was tipped out to Lopez. 2 seconds, one. Lillard at the horn. No good. Memphis holds on.
In other news, Klay Thomspon was benched last night for the first time in his career since his rookie year back in 2012. Now lately, I have seen a lot of Golden State fans asking for Klay Thomspon to be benched, which is still weird because it's not something you ever thought you would see Golden State fans saying, but I think all that pressure actually forced the front office in Steve Kerr's hand to bench him on Thursday. Now luckily for Klay Thomspon and Warriors fans, he played probably his best game all season and dropped 35 points with 7 threes. Now we all know Steve Kerr loves his bets, and I'm sure in his heart this is truly a decision that he did not want to make, but he does say that for the time being, Klay Thomspon will be coming off the bench and they'll be seeing how this works. Now personally for me and for many others, we just want to see Klay Thomspon being happy, playing well, and hopefully post All-Star break, we'll be able to see more of this version of Klay. I see a lot of people thinking Klay is selfish, or his ego is too big to take on a smaller role, and I don't think they understand how hard is it for athletes who've been playing at such a high level for so long to accept that. And throughout the season, we've seen many sound bites of Klay Thomspon trying to express how he's coming to terms with his role, but then a couple of games later, he's back to his old Klay. For most of the season, it's kind of been a back and forth between those two different versions of Klay. However, post-game, Klay Thomspon shared what his mental approach was after hearing the news.
You know, you could do two things. You can pout, or you can go out there and respond, and I thought I did the latter very well tonight. More importantly, I realized I'm going to play a ton of minutes, so you just got to let the ego go when you think of coming off the bench and all that. So, I mean, I thought about Manu Ginobili. That guy has 4 rings and gold medal, and he came off the bench his whole career.
And I just have to say that I love the response, I love the maturity, I love the connection with Ginobili. Amazing response. Now, for some other big news that was going around this week, LeBron James and Steph Curry team up. So apparently the Warriors front office were asking the Lakers what they wanted for LeBron James because they wanted to team him up with Steph Curry. And then Rich Paul, LeBron James, and his people shut down the trade, and that was the end of that. But just speaking hypothetically, how good would a LeBron James and Steph Curry duo be in 2024? Now, there would still be a top 5 duo in the league, even at their respective ages, but I don't think it would be an automatic championship like it would be 5 years ago. And it's not even because they're not at their peaks anymore, as LeBron is still playing very, very well, and Steph Curry is still hovering at the end of his prime. I think the biggest issue with LeBron and the Warriors is that it still wouldn't fix all the issues the Warriors have, and therefore it's hard for me to visualize them winning a championship on the Warriors. However, if you flip the script and team them up on the Lakers, now that would be a different story. If you put Steph Curry on the Lakers with a healthy LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they would automatically be the number 1 contenders for the title, and I think they would actually win it. But let's stop with the fantasy. There's no way Steph Curry is leading the Warriors, and I don't think there's any way LeBron James would join Steph Curry's team. But even Steph himself was intrigued by the idea.
Obviously, a guy like LeBron, you would probably call just to see. I don't know what the depths of those conversations were, but that was a nice little surprise this morning, for sure.
Isaiah Stewart got arrested for punching Drew Eubanks, and I don't think anyone's really surprised because Isaiah Stewart 100% seems like one of the few people in the league who actually wants to fight people, and that was all made clear a couple years ago by his confrontation with LeBron. I mean, come on, we all remember this.
Free throw, and he's still trying to get loose.
He is knocking over, and he's out of the game without question.
I mean, this is
like he's running through the line. That's nuts. That's just crazy right now.
That's just crazy.
That's crazy right now.
And lastly, shout out to Caitlin Clark for breaking the NCAA women's all-time scoring record. She's definitely the best female college player I've ever seen, and when she gets to the WNBA, I think she'll be the best female player we've ever seen play, all time. She deserves all the respect. Give her her flowers. I'm out.
Recovered by Gabby Marshall. Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is! The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.